Stitch Budget's 30, and I'm going to throw in a crock pot meal, so I wanted to show you all as I work on that. So first I'm going to throw in the dry ingredients. So for that I'm going to do a double batch too, by the way. So I need 2 tablespoons of cumin. This is a white chicken chili that I'm going to be making. And this doesn't open. There we go. It's delicious. I got this recipe from a friend and I really like it. I am a big chicken eater, so I like things that have good flavor and such with chicken recipes, especially something that I can do in the crock pot. 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of cumin, not teaspoons. That's fine. All right. Start fresh with that. There'll be a little extra cumin, so I won't do a full 2. All right, back to where I was. So this is from a friend. They made this for me when we were living together, and it's just one that I really enjoy. And I like to make it in the crock pot and just kind of throw it in here and forget about it kind of thing and move on with my day. Like I said, I'm making a double batch this time just because I need to do meal prep. So it's just easier if I just make a double batch, and then I don't have to worry about any extra prep after that. Okay, so that's the cumin. Don't need that anymore. So again, that was 2 tablespoons of cumin. I didn't quite do a full 2 tablespoons simply because I am making a double batch, I know, but I didn't want to have it be too strong on the cumin flavor. All right, so now I need 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Wiping this off, so I'm just wiping off my teaspoon measuring. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing great. I am mostly over feeling kind of sick. My little congestion or whatever that I've got going on. There's still a little bit of it there, but not a ton. And then the next is 2 teaspoons of onion powder. Mine gets a little bit solid sometimes because it's Southern California, I guess. I don't know. But it's fine. It still works great. So 2 teaspoons of onion. I did get out of the house this morning and go to the food pantry, so that was fun. Got some stuff done there, some cleaning and whatnot that needed to be done. Okay, so that is onion. Onion's done, cool. Okay, so that is cumin, onion, chili powder. Now it is 1 packet of ranch in a normal batch of this, so we are going to do 2 packets of ranch. That is 1. This is 2. Now I do make this and then I will freeze some of it because I don't like to do the same exact meal over and over in 1 week's time. I prefer to be able to have one meal for a few days and then another meal for a few days type thing. Okay, so that is the dry ingredients. Now, let's do the canned items. So we need to get the... Okay, so black beans. We need 2 cans of black beans, but what I'm actually going to do is a can of black beans and a can of garbanzo beans. Simply because I have garbanzo beans that I need to use, and why not then, right? Because they're beans, it's fine, it's chili, whatever. Sometimes I'll even do this when I do a single batch. I'll do a can of black beans and a can of garbanzo beans. Sometimes a can of red beans if I have like less meat to use at the time and I want to kind of stretch the amount of protein that I'm able to get in there, then I will use 2 cans of beans instead of just 1. All right, so there's the garbanzo beans to start. Cool. And then I'm going to drain the black beans. You don't have to rinse if you don't want to. I do one quick little rinse of them. Totally up to you and how you like your beans. Personally, I prefer the extra little bit of a rinse to help take off some of the salt. And beans can be a bit salty. These are the organic beans, so they actually tend to be less salty, thankfully. But a lot of times canned beans are pretty salty. So this one is only 85 milligrams of sodium in a serving, which usually is like way more in canned beans. The garbanzo beans, it's 65. So these 2 particular cans are pretty good on the sodium content, which is nice, and I prefer that. So, all right, that is my beans and my dry goods. I just kind of mix it in here a little bit as I go, so nothing is like super stuck in one spot, what have you. Excuse me. Okay. Now we need the Rotel and the corn. So the Rotel, it's 2 cans of Rotel and then 2 cans of corn. And I just need to grab the other 2 because I changed my mind and decided to make it a double batch after I had pulled out the items. So I just need to get the other 2 out of the cabinet here. Perfect. Okay, so I have 2 cans of Rotel, and these are just the original one, diced tomatoes and green chilies. Sometimes I'll use a different one. Sometimes I'll use the lime and cilantro or whatever. I don't use the hot ones. I don't eat hot foods. I tend to be kind of a chicken when it comes to that stuff. Alright, so I do not drain the Rotel at all. So all of the Rotel goes in there. Okay. And I am going to be cooking this in the crock pot. I'm going to cook it on high so that it's done tonight before I go to bed, because I don't like to leave it on really overnight. I know, I guess I could, but I don't really like to. So I'm going to cook it on high overnight, or on high once I'm done preparing it here. And that should be for about 4 hours. The chicken is just in the fridge. It's raw, not frozen or anything, so it shouldn't be too bad. as far as the time to cook. So I should be able to have this prepared tonight. At about 8 or so tonight, it should be ready to come out of the crock pot and get measured out into servings. And then what I'll do with it is I bring it to work. So I put it into different containers in single serving sizes and whatnot. And then I will eat that for lunch at work, or I might eat it for dinner at home, whatever. But I'll put it into single serving sizes for myself. And then that, ooh, sorry, I'm spilling corn. So I'm going to mostly drain the corn. Not going to rinse it or anything. I'm just going to let it run out there. Okay, dump that. Now I just use regular golden kernel corn. You don't want to use creamed corn or anything like that, because go away, there's a fly. Get out of my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen. You don't want to use any kind of like creamed corn or anything, because if you do that, you might end up with a more, I don't know, creamy, thicker texture than you want, really. Because yes, it's going to be creamy because it's a white chicken chili, but it's not intended to be super thick and creamy. I don't know. That's up to you, I guess, if you want to do that. But so after I dump this corn, then I'll grab the chicken out. I'll put the chicken in, and I will get this turned on. Like I said, I'll be cooking it on high for 4 hours. And then when it's about an hour left on it, now I'm putting the cans in the dishwasher to drain out, dry out, what have you. Okay, so my goal with putting the food on right now, like I said, is for it to be done before I go to bed tonight. I'm not planning to eat this today. I'm actually about to run to Chick-fil-A because I have some coupons for some free food, and I really want Chick-fil-A today. So I'm finding excuse me, little pieces of tomato, like stems from the Rotel. I found one already and pulled that out. And so just one of the things, when you don't personally chop your stuff up and you sit here and watch it, you're going to find that stuff in there. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just need to take a moment and pull the stuff out real quick and move on with your day. Okay, what I was talking about for the last part. All right, so one of the things for this recipe is it calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese. So 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now, I know I double batched this, but I'm gonna just do 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese for this instead of 2, because I did the 2 ranch dressings, and then to do 2 of these I think might be too much. So I'll just do 1. I did just take that out of the freezer because I buy them in bulk and then I freeze them. So I put that in the fridge for now. This way it can sit in the fridge while the rest of the meal is actually cooking. And then when it gets later into the cooking, then I'll take that out and I'll put it in the crock pot, even if it's still kind of frozen. All right, so this is food just for me, I'm aware, but raw chicken to me is gross. Personally, just is. So with that, I put gloves on. I'm gonna pull off any of the little extra bits of chicken skin, fat, whatever that'll come off. All right, so 1 big chicken breast. And I personally am using boneless, skinless chicken breast to make this white chicken chili. I do not like meat on the bone at all. That is just me. You can choose to make it with whatever you like. I have been told that this is really good when you use thighs because of the meat from the thighs is per se better. That's up to you. But for me, boneless, skinless breasts it is. And I have put 3 in there so far. This is the 4th one. Let's see. Right. Squishing these down in here. So this package was net weight 4.5 pounds. All right, so, well, 4.48, sorry, 4.5 pounds. Okay, so I put 4 of the 6 chicken breasts in there. I think I'm gonna call that good. And I'm going to flip them over so that they are kind of marinated per se in the seasoning and everything. And hey, I see I've got people on. All right, so I have done that. Let me take these gloves off and then I will show you the crock pot and get it started. Okay. All right. So before I start it, here we go. So there's our crock pot, and we have white chicken chili going in. I'm gonna hit the start, select. We're gonna do high, and we're gonna do for 4 hours. So I have one of these that has the timer as well as selecting what I want to do. Oh, thank you for sharing it. It was kind of just random because I decided I needed to make my chili real quick. So I said, you know what, let me just hop on a live and I can do the video of me making my chili. So that is the chili. I'm about to throw the lid on there. And that will cook. So it'll cook for the next 4 hours. I'm doing it on high just so that it'll be ready before I go to bed because it's already 4 o'clock here. And I don't want to have to worry about it overnight. It does look delicious. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's super easy. Losing my voice a little bit, so all the talking. But I'll put the recipe in the actual description because I'll post this video to my page, not just leave it as a live. I'll post it. And I will share the recipe in there because it's super simple. It's just chicken of choice, black beans, Rotel, canned corn, cumin, onion, chili powder, ranch seasoning like one of the packets, and then cream cheese. So very simple, and I do it like a dump it and go into the crock pot and walk away. You can do it on like a stovetop or whatever, or an Instant Pot, but this is the best way that I've found. And then I will just pull out the chicken when I'm all done. I'll pull the chicken all out of the crock pot, shred it up, and then I throw it back in there and I mix it back in so that it's just shredded up chicken instead of just being the 4 large chicken breasts. And then I typically serve it with rice. So when I'm prepping my meal prep stuff, I will put rice in the container and then I'll put this on top of it so that it's right there with it. But that's all I have for right now with the chili. I'm going to run to Chick-fil-A because I have a coupon for some free food and it expires today. So I'm gonna go get myself some Chick-fil-A, and then I'm gonna come back and finish with my meal prep videos for the part 2 of the one I did yesterday. So when I post that though, I'll share that in the chat so that everybody can see it. Like I said, this one was kind of just random. I wasn't really expecting to have anybody manage to come on just because I was starting it without saying anything. But hey, got 5 people to pop on. Thank you so much. All right, ladies, I'll chat with you later. Yes, free food is my favorite. I think I have a free nugget, which I can do the grilled nuggets, and a free sandwich. So I'll get the grilled nuggets and the grilled sandwich. They have a gluten-free bun, or I do no bun sometimes, whichever. But the grilled nuggets I plan to save, and I'm going to use them for breakfast tomorrow, so I can just chop them up and scramble some eggs and have chicken and eggs, even though it's two of the same thing, kind of. It's fine. All right, I will chat with you all later. Thanks for coming by. Have a good night, everybody.